Hi everyone, I'm Sloane Knows, and welcome to this episode of Sloane Alone. Basically, where I talk about basketball by myself. This is going to be a fun episode. We're going to talk about dogs, trades, and the All-Star game. What could be better than that? Hope you guys have fun listening. All right, so before we get into all of the serious basketball stuff, I want to play a new segment called Guess That Dog. Basically, what I'm going to do is here on my handy-dandy iPad, I have 3 photos of dogs. Each dog belongs to a different NBA player, and I have to see if I can match the dog to the player. And while, I have some NBA knowledge about what teams people are on, how good people are, whatever, I have to say that basketball knowledge that I'm most proud of is how I know random facts about players. So I feel like I could be fairly good at this game. So let's see what happens. All right, the first boy is a little bulldog. He's adorable. And straight off the bat, I'm going to say that is Rocco Thompson. That is Clay's right-hand man. They're best friends. All Warriors fans know Rocco's always showing up. I'm sure he's having a really fun time in Dallas. But we haven't gotten that much content from him in Dallas. But he's super cute. That's definitely Clay's dog. All right, next up, this is a Doberman, I think. I love its little chains. That's adorable. I feel like this is Ant's dog. I don't know, but I feel like this is Ant's dog. It just feels like the vibe a Doberman dog would give would be Ant's dog. Am I right?
Wrong. It's Shay.
God. Okay, I was wrong. I guess that dog does have a lot of aura, so it makes sense that it's Shay's dog. But 1 for 2, shooting 50% from the line. Annoying, but this dog is obviously Devin Booker's dog. It's the coolest dog I've ever seen. Wow, Devin's dog is really cool, and it matches his aura and vibe so much. I'd love to see, instead of the puppy bowl, I'd love to see a dog NBA Finals situation going on. That'd be really fun. All right, now that we've done that, let me know, guys, if you want to send in pictures of dogs. I'd love to guess more players' dogs. Actually, this is a fun fact, which shows that I've always wanted to be an NBA interviewer, which was that when I was about 11, I got the opportunity to meet D-Lo for my birthday, and I was psyched. And instead of asking him, this is back when he was on the Warriors, instead of asking him a basketball question, I just straight up started talking to him about his dogs, because I had known them and followed them on Instagram, which I think is really fun. So yeah, I love dogs, and NBA players have some pretty clouded dogs, which is cool. All right, so now let's move into all the trades that have been going on right now. Obviously, it was just a trade deadline, which is a crazy time. I feel bad for Shams because, my God, that man did not get to sleep. It's crazy how much happens. I was on the East Coast when I found out about the Luka trade, and so the shock that I felt at 1 a.m. in North Carolina was crazy. I genuinely thought it was a joke, which apparently was Rob Pelinka's answer as well. And sorry, Nico, but if the other GM tells you that they think that they start laughing when they hear this trade. I'm not an expert GM or anything, but I usually wouldn't make it. I feel really sad for Mavs fans, though, not because they acquired AD, but because AD's already hurt. Obviously, this trade already stung. Trading away your franchise player is sad. And then from what, it's sad that they got AD and he's already hurt and out for a couple months, but I guess that just sort of shows a little bit about what AD is. He's an incredible player, but he just can't stay healthy. And I was thinking about this, which made me laugh, which is that trade back from the draft, the Hawks won because at least they got to keep their player. They did get a franchise player out of it. Luka's out of Dallas, so maybe that trade was worth it. I feel like people were hating when they did that swap for swap, but that was cool. All right, so obviously that's the classic Mavericks Lakers trade. Something else that I wanted to cover was I have this article here of all the trades from the trade deadline, and something that I always like to think about. James Wiseman got traded to the Raptors for basically nothing. Future draft pick, not even clear what round pick, and then Marvin Bagley got traded to the Grizzlies. And I think what's really interesting about this is that James Wiseman and Marvin Bagley were both top 3 picks. And at the time, if you would have told us that Marvin Bagley and James Wiseman were being traded for practically, nothing, just being parts of trades, we would be shocked. And I think that shows how crazy and unpredictable basketball is and why I love the NBA so much. Because a second round pick like my guy Draymond can end up being a 4-time NBA champion, and a second pick like James Wiseman, who had the potential to be something great, ends up being traded for basically nothing. It's really crazy to see. But Marvin Bagley, I feel like he's always gotten a little disrespected. He was a great player at Duke. I love to watch him, and I really hope that he shines on the Grizzlies. I think that will be a good fit for him. All right, so scrolling, obviously I'm a Warriors fan, and I have really mixed thoughts on the Jimmy trade, because at the beginning, when the whole Jimmy debacle was going down, I wanted Jimmy. I wanted to trade for him. Then Jimmy says he doesn't want to come to the Warriors, which as a fan of the team automatically makes you think, well, then I don't want you here. Our precious Warriors, we don't want someone who doesn't want to be there. But having seen the first game, it actually looked like it was a really good fit. I haven't seen Steph smile on the court in a while, and Jimmy looked really happy too. I feel like he's bringing in a new character. He has Butler the third on his jersey as opposed to just Butler. He's playing with number 10. Very new vibes for Jimmy. I do feel like we gave up a little more than we had to, except I have to say I'm just so grateful we didn't give up Jonathan Kuminga. I really, really, really wanted to trade, and I really, 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 really didn't want to give up Jonathan Kuminga. Knowing that we got a future Hall of Famer without having to give up Jonathan Kuminga is definitely exciting, and I'm happy about that. I do have to say, I feel bad for Dennis Schroeder, but it doesn't really seem like he was a great fit with the Warriors. Slow-mo, Kyle Anderson, same sort of thing. He's a great guy, great spot-up shooter, but he wasn't really finding his momentum on the Warriors. I don't really think he was fitting into our rotation. So I have to say now that I'm happy. We're only one game in. We are 1-0 though. So it's going to be fun to see how this can progress. I think Steph and Jimmy combined for 59 points in their first game together. So, if we can make that a constant thing, I will be one happy girl. And do I think we're going to win the chip this year? No. But do I think we can probably make it to the play-in? Yes. And I'm having a glass half full expectation, because about a week ago, I did not think we were even going to make the play-in. Okay, what is going on with all these rescinded trades? This is crazy, right? So Mark Williams is, a few days ago on February 5th, is traded to the Lakers for Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, a 2030 first round pick swap, 2031 unprotected first round pick. Mark Williams, by the way, for those of you who don't know, went to Duke. He's been averaging, I think, 15.6 points, a whole lot of boards. I don't know the exact number, but he's been averaging, I think, 15.6 points in 10 boards, which is really good numbers for a young center. He went to Duke, Blue Devil. Obviously, they produce the best players. Sorry, UNC. Sorry, Kentucky, LOL. But I think that this was a really good idea for the Lakers. Everyone knows the meme. The Lakers need a center. And they got their center until the trade was rescinded. That was crazy to see. If I was Dalton Connect and Cam Reddish, I would not be happy to have to go back and play basketball for Rob Pelinka and the Lakers after they just traded him. It would have been fun to see Luka with a lob threat, but, maybe Jackson Hayes is just going to have to be that instead of Mark. All right, so I talked a little bit about the trades. Obviously, there's so many more trades to talk about, but we like to keep this short and brief. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I do have to say, though, I'm very sad Jericho Sims is no longer a Knick. Love Jericho. And everyone, it's about to be my favorite weekend of the year, All-Star Weekend. I'm super, super, super excited. Fun little fact about me, because you guys don't know that much about me. I made CIFs for high school soccer, which is very exciting. But unfortunately, if we make it to the second round, it's on Friday during All-Star. So my All-Star experience might be cut a little short, but at least I get to be there for Jello's halftime performance. No, I'm just kidding. That's not all that I was looking forward to, but that will be really fun to see. I always love watching the Rising Stars game, G League Next Up game, and I'm really excited to see the new format for the All-Star game. I'm not really that excited for the dunk contest. I get it. Mac McClung wins every year. It's rookies. It's players that are barely in the NBA. It's not exciting. I've said this before on Sloane Alone, but I want to see Ant. I want to see Zion. I want to see Ja. Matas Buzelis, no hate to you, but that's not really who I'm looking forward to seeing in the dunk contest. And the 3-point contest is fun. There's good players in it, but it's not a 3-point contest if Steph Curry's not in it. It's just not. Especially in the Bay. I was really hoping that Steph would participate, but it's okay. I think he'll show up for the Warriors fans in the actual All-Star game itself. And obviously Steph and Braun are on a team together, which is always fun to see. And fingers crossed something crazy happens this offseason and LeBron becomes a Warrior. Also, some other Warriors, Draymond and Moses Moody, will be in the skills challenge. That's a fairly random duo. We do not see the two of them together really ever. They sort of rarely share the court. I feel like they're never really out there at the same time, but it will be fun to see. I think Draymond's leadership will come in clutch there, and it will be cool. A Razorback and a Spartan out there together in the skills challenge. That will be cool. All right, guys. So I'll see you at All-Star Game. It's going to be really fun. If you guys have any suggestions for games I should play, who should I interview? I mean, obviously it will be really hard, but sometimes, if you don't shoot, you can't make it. So sometimes you just got to put a mic in someone's face and hope that they answer. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Sloane Alone. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe down below. Bye.